Have you ever felt like everything just goes wrong? Or like your life's just hard and there's so many things bringing you down constantly?
Stop, Avo.
Like you just can't seem to keep your head above the waters. Well, their life is just, it's a rush and it's rushing by you, but you're getting nowhere.
Ja, ik loop vooruit.
Today, I want to talk to you a little bit about Naomi. I hope you can hear the rain in the background. It's such a romantic, cozy atmosphere here at home. So, yes. Well, I just want to say hi, welcome. I'm Bianca, I'm one of the bosses. And it's my dream to inspire you, to help you grow along with me into the type of woman or the type of person that God really wants us to be, you know? Anyway, so please subscribe if you like this video and help our channel to grow. So let's get back to it. Naomi. Do you know Naomi? Naomi is this woman that we find in the book of Ruth. Now, when we read the book of Ruth, everything is about Ruth and Ruth's ultimate connection and devotion and her love. But honestly, I don't know about you, but I've never really stopped to focus on Naomi. And this morning, I was really praying about what to add to this beautiful botanic garden walkthrough, because I really wanted to add some scripture. And all the Spirit told me was like, have you ever looked at Naomi? And I was like, but why? There's not much in the Bible written about Naomi, okay? She's Ruth's mother-in-law, and that famous verse that's so often used in a wedding, well, where you go, I'll go. Where you stay, I'll stay. The book of Ruth starts off with Naomi and her husband, what's his name? Elimelech. She and her husband and their two sons moved to the city of Moab because they're from Bethlehem, from Judah, and there is a famine going on. Oh, I never want to experience that, but anyway, so they moved to the city of Moab. What we don't know is how old the sons are. What we do see about Naomi here is that she was faithful to her husband. She just went with him. We have no idea whether she wanted to go, whether what type of a relationship she and her husband had. We don't know. They don't mention that to us. But she went willingly, probably, devotedly to her husband. But later, the husband dies, okay? Elimelech, or whatever his name is, he died. And I don't know about you, but if my husband would have to, like, if he dies right now in this moment, I would fall apart. I would not know how to go on. I would my life would be in shambles. We would lose a lot of things. I don't know how to take care of two kids without a father, and I know there's many moms who do that, but like from my point of view and my perspective, that would be like one of the worst things that could happen in life. And so she must have been broken by this, right? And then her husband's, her husbands get married to Moabite wives. So, okay, the one was Ruth and the one was Orpah. So they get married to Ruth and Orpah, and obviously they all live together because they are responsible for taking care of their mother, and they all probably live on one property. And after 10 years, then both of her sons die. Now, for 10 years, she was looking at the love between her sons and her daughters-in-law and missing her husband. And then her sons die. Now, granted, they're probably already grown-up men, but I don't think it hurts any less. I think losing a child is extremely painful, extremely unfair. Like how? Now she basically lost all of her stability, all of her family, all of her love, but she still had her daughters-in-law, right? Now, then Naomi decides, okay, they're going to pack up and they're going to go back to Bethlehem because the famine is over and there's no one to look after her in Moab, so they're going to go back home. And her two daughters-in-law pack up to leave with her. Now, my first thought here is, okay, I love my mother-in-law. Like, I love her to bits. She is truly amazing. Would I willingly pack up and follow her wherever she came from? I don't even know which town that is. I've never been there though. But point is, can I put myself in their shoes? And the only way that I think any daughter-in-law would actually go with their mother-in-law is if they truly loved her and connected with her and enjoyed her, and so what we learn thus far is Naomi was probably a very good wife. Naomi was probably a very good mother. But what we can figure out here is she was an amazing mother-in-law. Because what happens is, on her way back to Bethlehem, and I'm just, again, assuming here, she started thinking of her daughters instead of herself. She started, like, what was going through her mind at this point? She was probably thinking, well, my life is really kind of over. No one's going to take care of me. Now my poor daughters have to go through life the same way I do, just broken and lost, and I don't want that for them. It must be a terrible heartache to know that your daughters-in-law, but your daughters were going to have to experience for the rest of their lives the same thing that you have been experiencing. Like, I don't think any of us mothers want the pain that we went through in life to fall on our children. So I think that is what was going through her head while they were walking. at that moment, she was completely selfless. She was like, you know what? No. She just stopped in the middle of the road on the way there, and she stops and she goes and she's like, you know what, Ruth? You know what? Orpah, turn around and go back home. Go back home and find new husbands. Okay, and then she blesses them. And what we can gather from the story is that obviously Moabites, they were not Jewish. They did not believe in God. They had their own gods. And they searched wherever else. But Naomi came from Judah, and she still believed in God. And we have no idea whether her sons believed in God, but what we can gather is that the woman probably did not serve God yet, because then she blesses them. She tells them to go home. I think they said it like 3 times. They cried, like they bawled their eyes out. Was it twice or 3 times? I'm not sure, but they cried. Okay, so from that statement, we know that both Orpah and Ruth truly loved Naomi, and they were heartbroken to let her go. And after crying, and she basically like trying to convince them, Orpah went back home. But Naomi just clinged to her feet. Now, how much do you need to love your mother-in-law to cling to her feet? Okay. Then Ruth obviously said, okay, but I will serve your God. Your God will be my God. And from there, I think is where she had like a conversion. Anyway, so that's why I presume that they did not serve God. But just imagine the love and the life that Naomi had to live for them to love her that much, even though they did not follow God. She must have been an amazing woman. I would love to meet her. Anyway, so they went back to Bethlehem, and then Naomi was so broken. She told all of her friends to call her bitter. And she said, God dealt me a bitter hand. I am bitter. Call me bitter. But after years, eventually Naomi's like, you know what? Go and ask Boaz, basically. Ask him to take you as his wife. He realized, I'm working through my grief. I'm okay. I'm not happy, but I'm okay. I'm coping. Let's give Ruth a better life. And then God blessed her with another child, with her first child. So Ruth got her first child. And then now Naomi, who was so sad for many years, who selflessly said to Ruth, get married, I will be fine, is now a grandmother, and she got the gifts of new life into her life. And she was absolutely besot with this baby. She was the most clingiest grandmother that ever existed. I'm sure. Like, she just held this baby in her arms 24/7. She was constantly with this baby. His name was Obed. And Obed was so in his grandma's arms that they didn't refer to Obed as Ruth's baby. They referred to Obed as Naomi's baby boy. Throughout this whole story, I was really thinking, like, there's not a lot of things written about Naomi. But if I have to imagine, she would be a selfless, loving woman who lives with the fear of God and who would always stay devoted and who loves deeply, utterly deeply. And she's not scared of loving deeply. And she never turned away from God no matter how much pain she went through. That she is gonna be like the great grandma of Jesus, the Savior, the Son of God. Like, what an honor. And you know what? I do feel like she just sets the stage. She sets the stage to be a selfless, devoted, loving mom. And I'm honestly not sure what we're supposed to learn from Naomi, or what the lesson here is, or what those were really want you to hear from this. But there's a message in here for someone, for you. You just need to find it, and I pray that you do, and I pray that you hear this word. And to me, I just admire Naomi. I admire her, and it gives me new hope that I am here on earth to be a steward, to be a servant, to serve my husband, to serve my children, to serve the people around me. I am here to love deeply like Jesus loved. I have to flow, burst out that love. I have to be selfless and not just once, or think of myself the whole time. And believe you me, I am definitely far from this. But I need, Naomi is an inspiration. God's going to reward you for everything you do. It is not a waste of your time. It is not worthless. Even if it's not appreciated or it's unnoticed, God notices, and God will reward you. He will. If you'd like more motivation, I really can recommend that you go and watch this video next, and just get a little bit more inspiration from there. And thanks for growing with us. I'll see you in the next one.